Hey, can we talk about this for a second?
Well, excuse me. Hey, Polly, you see my jacket over there?
Natalia, are you upstairs? Come on down and get ready.
A cage went in search of a bird, but now the bird is gone. The bird has changed.
To give you a time frame where Revelations 2 ends, it's set around the time that everyone is converging in China during the events of 6, which should be around June of 2013. That's 8 years from Revelations 2 to Village. So 2013 to 2021. To give you an idea what's happened since those two events of ending of Revelations 2 and Resident Evil 6, we've had the Heavenly Island incident that followed Claire going to an island that has a zombie outbreak. We've had my favorite iteration of Leon, Resident Evil Vendetta, the sad boy Leon. We've had Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. So within 8 years, that's how long Alex Wesker has been out and about. No, I don't expect her to. Wouldn't expect her to show up during the Heavenly Island incident or Vendetta. Maybe she had some connection to the E-virus. I don't know. But I feel like that she should have been there. She succeeded where her brother Albert did not. Albert Wesker wanted to separate the wheat from the chaff. And well, we know how well that turned out.
Chris, Shepard, use those.
Ready, partner?
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wesker.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
That's what sets apart Alex Wesker from her brother Albert, because she succeeded in what she set out to do. She succeeded in transferring her consciousness into someone without fear. Now, I'm not saying she should have made herself known a year after the events of Revelations 2 or Resident Evil 6, but somewhere more closer to the events of Resident Evil 7. It makes sense that she would have some sort of connection to it. Maybe she's the reason the E-Series virus was getting made. I don't know. Have some deeper connection. Have her interwoven, not like shoehorned like Mother Miranda was. And that's how Oswald Spencer you started his pharmaceutical company. I'm talking about make sure she feels interconnected and it doesn't feel forced or fisted in. Have her feel like a genuine threat. Have her be the reason the BSA has become corrupt and gone rogue and are using bioweapons. Have her be a big point of contention between Jill and Chris, And there's obviously three ways they can go about it. The third one we're going to cover last because that's the worst option. The one I feel like is truthfully at the end of the day the safest option. Or the other two, most notably, that is the first one we're going to talk about, a sequel to Revelation 2. Cap off that trilogy with a third game, have it focus as Alex Wesker as the main antagonist, have Claire and Leon come together to work together again. Obviously, we know why they're not working together on really good speaking terms is because of the events of Infinite Darkness. Let Leon show up after all these years, say, hey, you were right. We should have went forward because it caused more harm than good. Leon's referring to the president dying during the events of Resident Evil 6. You sort of see where I'm going with this. Have it feel more genuinely connected to the larger narrative. And as Leon and Claire are just having a good time and catching up and reminiscing about everything that has gone on since then, Claire gets a call from Moira. Moira says, hey, my dad's entire cul-de-sac is completely blacked out. There's no lights on, no power or anything. I'm going to check on my dad because I haven't heard from him in a few hours. Moira goes to find her dad and finds him unconscious. Polly's missing and her mom's there. I guess Barry and her mom are reconnecting sort of thing, and she gets taken out, and that forces Leon and Claire to work together, unravel the fact that Alex Wesker did succeed in what she set out to do, and she's in the body of Natalia, and you spend a good portion, we'll say 2/3 of the game, trying to undo everything she's created over the last several years, have it really close to the events of Village, 2020, 2021, and have it end around the time that everything comes to a head at the ending of Village, I guess. Let Natalia, let Alex Wesker be the reason the BSA have become corrupt and are using, like I said, BOWs. 2/3 of the game is involved Leon and Claire dismantling her chain of command, taking out her new BOW creations, saving the Burtons, and the last portion of the game, you go back to the island where it all started for Alex Wesker years ago. And because she thinks, as she is a Wesker, no one will figure out her grand scheme. Hate to break it to you, if you're just like your brother, someone's going to figure it out. And you play as Barry, as Leon and Claire are making Alex Wesker focus on them as they're planning charges to blow up the whole island. I guess that could be a possibility. Barry gets a drop on her, but before he can pull the trigger, he sees that little girl he saved at this island all those years ago, and he can't bring himself to do it. But that stops Alex Wesker from finishing Barry because Natalia gains full control of her body and tells Barry the only way this can end is if I'm gone, because if I'm gone, she can't be here either. So Alex Wesker, Natalia forces Barry to leave, tells him only I can finish this, and Natalia sacrifices herself to save the world. And we come to find out that she was the reason the BSA became corrupt, why they were using BOWs, all that sort of thing just connects to Village, the larger narrative, because that's what Revelations 2 did. It sort of in a way connected to Resident Evil 6. Not really, but it connected to where the story was taking place at the time. That feels like the easiest way out. Just do a sequel, cap off the trilogy, have some sort of resolution to Alex Wesker and Natalia. A very somber ending, but I feel like it's that sort of thing you can't really win. If she's within your body and she can take over at any moment, what I think about is like, the Chucky's TV show where Fiona Dora's character has been taken over by Charles Lee Ray, sort of thing, passing on, sort of some voodoo magic, I guess. Supernatural, it's Resident Evil, what do you expect? And then the next one for me is like, make her the big antagonist of the next major Resident Evil that's coming after Resident Evil 4 Remake, obviously. I don't know, they may do a spinoff, we may get a Revelations 3, but have all our heroes come together, have this big fan service moment where we don't just have Leon and Claire, Jill and Chris, Rebecca, Sherry, Barry out for obvious reasons. Have Carlos show up. Can we just have Carlos back? Maybe have Nikolai even show up. I don't know if they ever confirmed that he is dead or not, but if he isn't, have Nikolai show up. You know what I'm saying? Have Nikolai show up. Have him be like a pseudo antagonist. Have Sheva and Josh show up. Have all our characters come together to take down this last living Wesker and save the world. Have them save everyone, save the world. Have Barry, again, let Barry be the sacrificial lamb because he feels like it's his fault after everything that's happened. He would feel some sort of blame that Natalia survived, but still cares about Natalia. Have Jake Mueller, of all people, show up so he can kick his aunt's ass. I'm just saying. His aunt. Have Jake show up. That I feel like that fits from a narrative decision. He's a Wesker. Let him kick his aunt's ass. I'm just saying. I think I'd be 100% down for it, guys. I feel like there has to be some sort of end to Natalia, Alex Wesker's story, because you don't just have that sort of ending and do nothing with it. But of course, there's also the third option, the one I was talking about, the one, obviously the worst option. The one, at the end of the day, really makes sense for Capcom because it's a spinoff. It's a spinoff story. When does a spinoff story ever go anywhere, I guess? Is the killer off, as I've called it, the nuclear option. And then the next major Resident Evil that obviously probably will come after Resident Evil 4 Remake, we come to find out that, yeah, the BSA was corrupt, and it was because of Alex Wesker, but Blue Umbrella came into the picture, found out that Alex Wesker was very much still alive, and took her out because they know how that show happened the first few times. And that's it. That's what I feel like is going to happen. And to set yourself up for even more disappointment, that's what's going to happen with Chris and the BSAA. unfortunately. Because for those who don't know, every major Resident Evil title is generally set in the year it's released, all the way back from Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil Village. The events of Resident Evil Village, I believe, take place in the year of 2021 when it's released, and that's unfortunately something we have to look forward to. We're going to find out in the next major Resident Evil title that what happened between Chris and the BSA. Obviously, it kind of worked out for the best because Rose is okay for the most part. She still has to live with the mold, but you see where I'm going. Odds are we're not even going to know what happened to Alex Wesker, but probably in a note we're going to find out the Blue Umbrella found out that she existed and she survived her experiment, and they take her out, and we'll find that in somebody's notes. Unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes with Capcom and their writing. It's unfortunately how we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have our copium, guys. But honestly, I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think? At the end of the day, Capcom's going to Capcom, but I would like to see some resolution to Alex Wesker. I feel like you go through 8 years of storytelling into really nailed on the head. It'll be 8 years this year when the first episode of Revelations 2 released. So it's been 8 years from a story decision from Revelations 2 to Village. It's been 8 years since the release of Revelations 2. So I feel like there needs to be some resolution. I feel like there needs to be into her story, whether it's good or bad. It has to be good because Rose is okay. See what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just muttering at this point. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want them to finish out Alex Wesker's story? Do you want them to just kill her off and be done with it? Let me know down below. And if you really enjoyed the content, leave a like. Turn notification bells on. Subscribe, which is pretty much goes hand in hand with turning the notification bell on. But that's it. That's the video. I love you all. I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.